From Cape Town to Bayern Munich, yo, hey, Tena Sobavala. Anytime we dey, your mother kill them with the champion sound. Tena Sobavala. We represent books, chronicle and sound rules, more fire can cool. Sobavala. Anytime we dey, your mother kill them with the #1 sound. Tena Sobavala. We represent books, chronicle and sound rules, more fire can cool. Okay, my name is Crosby. As a producer, they call me digi-analog, you know, preferably. I represent a crew called the Chronic Clan, and you know, we've been running a record label called Spliff Records since 2000, the year 2000, you know. So yeah, and I'm from Gugulethu, Cape Town, South Africa. Yes, sir. I'll put it like this, so you can get the story. I was born here in Cape Town, you know, 1982, 21st October. And I grew up in this house for like, well, 11, 12 years, you know. Then there was a little bit of an altercation between my mother and my father, you know, they had to split. So I had to move to my grandmother in the Eastern Cape. Right, my father, at the time that I was living here in Cape Town, was working for oil rigs. And the money that he was making from the oil rigs, since he was going out to like Scotland, London, whatnot, he would collect records, bring those records over. And then what he would do is on weekends when he's off, you know, because I always had seen him like very randomly. He had to disappear for 6 months, go up, be on the grind, and I don't see him, you know. And he always had this tent, you know, on the side of the house. He put a tent out there, you know, he bought himself a sound, you know, played like a, you know, what we used to call a gig, you know, back in the days, you know what I'm saying? And I was there, you know, getting this energy from this music, you know, the reggae music now, the dub, you know, from your Bob Marleys to your, you know, your Bunny Wailers and all that, you know what I'm saying? So there's just one side. It also kind of like shaped me, you know what I'm saying? Then I had to move to Grandma, who at the time when I moved there was a member of an adult choir, you know, in King Williamstown. Now, you're talking about somebody who doesn't know music just by knowing. It's somebody who knows the theory of music. Somebody who knows the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Somebody who knows scales and all of that, you know. And while I was at school there, you know, I would sometimes be curious, just checking out her stuff, and I would come across these like these notes, you know. But I couldn't understand, like, you know, but I could see like musical notes, you know. And she would sing for me to understand what those notes are, you know, yeah, on a scale, you know what I'm saying? And that is just one side now. This is like now, not a reggae side of me, you know. It's something else. It's the singing side, and
we
you know,
move from the reggae to the singing.
Exactly. And then at one point, when I went to high school in the Eastern Cape, I befriended a guy who had just arrived from London. You know, his name was MCV. You know, now he's known as MZ, and he lives in LA currently. You know, shout out to my man MCV. And we started a crew due to the fact that there was a talent show at school, and we started a crew. We had to start a crew, in fact, you know, me and him. And then there was another guy who was also in another class who was, you know, was fond of music, you know, not just rap, but music. And he said, yo, I would like to join you guys. So we said, okay, what are we going to call ourselves? And we said, okay, let me think. I was a big fan of Def Squad at the time, you know? Eric Salmon, Keith Murray, Redman, all of those guys, you know? And I was like, guys, now let's call ourselves Def Boys, you know? Def Boys, you know what I'm saying? Then this other guy was like, yeah, it kind of like makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Def Boys, you know what I'm saying? Because we're still boys, you know? We're still young. I mean, I was like 15 at the time, you know? And that is where like I mean, it's not like I started getting introduced into hip-hop then, because I was already like a hip-hop fan. I mean, I was listening to radio. I remember there was a guy called Gugulethu on Metro FM who was hosting a show where he was playing the most underground hip-hop, the most underground, you know, R&B, you know, and I kind of like, it shaped me once again. It shaped me to be the artist that I am, you know. So all those genres, collectively, you know what I'm saying? I was, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, what I learned in the music business is that there is no rule in music, you know, as long as it's good music, you know, as long as it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Don't be an obstruction, or else you could be dead. Yo, too much shutters under the ghetto while you walking at the slums. Now full of sounds that echo. If you want to survive, you have to push a little muscle. You have to be street smart, that's part of the hustle.